اهلا وسهلا فيكم الى جنشن امباكت. اخيرا بعد غياب رجعت لكم. في كثير ساعات يسالوني يعني شو هو سبب الغياب، ليش طولت عليكم وهيك. بالفعل انا طولت عليكم، شكرا لكل من صبر يعني علي وهيك. بصراحه الغياب كان بسبب المرض، اعتقد كان كورونا، وكمان اجاني ولد على قبالكم وهيك. فبالفعل يعني غبت فتره طويله وهلا رجعنا. اعتقد اني كمان فقدت احدى الحلقات، بس هذا الشيء ما راح يوقفني عن اللعب. فايه قبل ما انسى، في تحديث كبير اجى للعبه، يعني في هون جامينج شخصيه جديده ضافوها. لعبت هذا المهرجان اللي له علاقه بالسنه الجديده الصينيه وهيك، فكان حلو. طبعا خلصته يعني. كان حلو جدا جدا، انصحكم انكم تلعبوه. احيانا فيه شغلات صعبه، لكن بشكل عام ممتع. والله جاني امنيات هلا بنتمناهم. عم يجوني هدول بسبب العوده، لاني غبت عن اللعبه وهلا رجعت، فبلش اللعبه عم تحاول يعني تخليني عم يحمسوني مشان العب. على كل حال خلينا نتمنى. مين بدنا ناهدة ولا بدنا صديقنا؟ مين بيعرف مين هذا واحد من الأدب تاعي. طيب، ناهدة كويسة، بس راح أحاول أتمنى. ما بعرف، نتمنى على الهواء نشوف إذا بيطلع لنا شيء. وكتاب شكله جيد، ما بعرف نشوف. والأمنية الثانية وسيف. أوكي، فيني أشتري أمنية إضافية. بما أنه نحن على الهواء يعني خلينا هيك يعني نشوفها لايف، بلكي يطلع لي هيك شيء. على كل حال جامينج طلع لي بسرعه، انا تفاجات انه هذا البانر كويس، بسهوله الواحد بيقدر يطالع جامينج. ف كان شيء مفاجئ بالنسبه لي انه يطلع لي هذا الشخصيه. فوينه صديقنا جامينج؟ اين انت؟ فايه صار عندي هلا سي 2، او بالاحرى سي 1. سي 1 اخذت واحد من الايفنت وواحد اخذته من الامنيه. اوكي، الان الى اللعب. وين بدكم ياني اروح؟ حلو هذا المكان، ها هيك مثير للاهتمام. بدكم يعني اروح على الصحراء؟ طيب.
Oh, if it's this tall, it's gotta be the divine work of greater Lord Rukkhadevata, right?
بصراحة عجبني هذا الشيء.
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
حبيبي انت من هذا البلد، انت ساكن هون، انا سائح، انا جيت من برا، فاجباري بدي اتفرج على حوالي. الهيثم ماذا تفعل هنا؟ اوكي.
Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
هات لنشوف ماذا تريد ايها الهيثم. كانه ديلوك اطول منه. اوكي. في كتير قالوا لي انه ديلوك ما عاد شخصية مهمة. في احد اصدقائي قال لي انه ديلوك صار مو مهم كتير بعد وجود شخصيات تانية اهم منه، يعني اقصد اقوى منه. ما بعرف، ممكن. انا بصراحة اصلا ما كتير بعتمد على ديلوك باللعب.
How did we lose them? They were just here a second ago.
More Eremite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time? Anyway, traveler, it seems like we were being followed again.
You were too careless.
لحقونا
You should
لهون.
have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago.
شكرا.
There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal favors. All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I developed at the academia.
Okay.
You really gave Paimon a scare, Al-Haytham. We never thought we'd run into you here. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the academia? Wait, don't tell Paimon that you're here to take us back on their orders.
جاي ياخذنا.
So you've already landed yourselves on the academia's hit list. I can't say that I didn't expect it. However, had I wished to turn you over to the academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by
صح.
now?
Oh,
هو انقذنا بصراحة.
you do have a point.
انت شاركت بالمشروع
I
الكبير
have no
تبع السيج.
interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the camp that promotes researcher autonomy. And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sages can offer.
ها انت جاي مشاني يعني.
Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the divine knowledge capsule. Unfortunately, I've run into some difficulties.
هات انا بشرح لك
Everyone
اياها.
says the
اعطيني اياها.
capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. If I am to get to the bottom of this, I must understand how the capsule first came to be, which brings
Okay.
me back to you and why you're so interesting. The
شو
leader of
بدك؟
الأقل used the divine knowledge capsule right in front of you, and upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and you were lost in thought for quite some time. To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something. Are you interested at all in sharing what you've been hiding from me?
بصراحة أنت لازم تشارك اللي بتعرفه بالأول يعني.
Haytham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person even notices or remembers stuff like that?
الموقف معقد قليلا.
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the academia after all. So considering that, it is indeed wise to keep your cards close to your chest. But that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the divine knowledge capsule.
طيب في عندي
Right.
معلومات، أعطيني معلوماتك نتبادل المعلومات.
No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own. Speaking of, you two are also headed to the desert?
نعم.
That's right. We have the same plan as you. But we don't really have any concrete goals at the moment.
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in
Aru
the desert,
Village.
so it'll probably have more resources and intel than anywhere else. Well, would you like to head there together?
طيب
It's always better to travel with someone you know. Let's go.
بس أنا ما بفهم إذا نحن ما واثقين فيه إنه نعطيه المعلومات، شلون نحن واثقين فيه إنه نسافر معه؟ صح؟ على كل حال خلينا نروح على القرية بسرعة كمان. أنا دائما معودكم إني دائما كل التماثيل وكل نقاط التليبورتيشن بفتحها مشان يعني ما تنتظروا كتير. أوكي.
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven of the desert folk.
Whoa. This landscape is really something else. What a cool place. Let's go check it out.
أوكي. شعب الصحراء بيسكن هون. بصراحة حلوة. مين؟ بس يا أخي استنى. مين أنت؟ واو. حلو سيفه. هذا مو سيف، هذا شيء تاني. واو.
Sino.
هذا اللي بدنا
Unless my
نقاتله.
memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited the General Mahamatra's wrath?
Oh, Haytham. Do not think you can escape my judgment just because you managed to escape my attack.
طيب ليش؟
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it? Or would elimination perhaps be a more accurate description?
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me.
أوكي.
Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist. Standard practice for the Matra, as well you know.
Seemed to me more like your own personal touch.
Who is that, Haytham? Did you call him General Mahamatra?
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino, head of all the Matra at the academia. He's a formidable hunter, and the ultimate nightmare for any who have committed academic crimes.
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Haytham. to the point of blocking an attack for him.
بس أنت ليش بدك تقاتل الهيثم؟ هل هو ارتكب جريمة يعني؟
I wouldn't believe a single word that comes out of his mouth.
What?
I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time.
حبيبي أنا ما بوثق فيه للدرجة اللي أنت مفكر.
Seek to defend him any longer. Otherwise, there will be consequences.
أنا لا بوثق فيك ولا فيه، اثنيناتكم بصراحة مثل بعض.
Haytham done something wrong? Paimon doesn't think he's as bad as you've made him out to be.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Haytham, I saw it during our fight. Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person. Unless you want me to retrieve it for myself.
أيوة بده كبسولة المعرفة.
Perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a Matra's senses.
شلون جافة؟
Wait, the divine knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino.
كذب علينا.
But I must admit, I'm very curious. What does this capsule mean to you? And why, as General Mahamatra
كذب علينا
Academia,
على أساس أخذوها.
are you all alone in the desert? As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your disappearance. Have you been given a mission that's, let's say, morally dubious? If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge me within the walls of the academia?
أوكي، مين أعطاك المهمة؟ السيجز؟
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
You two? Ugh. What should we do, Traveler? Paimon feels like we can't trust either of them.
بالضبط، أنا ماني واثق بفيهم اثنيناتهم. أعطيني الكبسولة إلي واسكت.
Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
Wait, Dia?
بصراحة هاي بوثق فيها.
Great, finally someone that we can trust.
أيوة بالضبط، هاي بوثق فيها. هاي إذا
Help us out here. Otherwise,
هاي أنا مستعد أوافق إيش بتقول.
fighting again.
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the academia duking it out once and for all. Not something you get to see every day, that's for sure. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty rules and virtues over each other. But how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru Village? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds.
يعني هاي المدينة ما بصير ما بصير يكون فيها عنف. اثنيناتهم ما بيقدروا يقللوا احترام ديا.
Hey, did either of you hear a word I just said?
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong. Is this a sandstorm? Paimon's gonna get blown away.
هاي بتطير صحيح. هاي هلا بيطيرها الهواء.
Sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have...
Someone's calling for us. Oh, this wind is too strong. Let's get over there.
That
Okay.
sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you academia folks such hard work? Move it!
All right, stop yelling.
أوكي. يا ريتك جيتي من زمان. حلو، بس هلا بدي أفهم الكبسولة هاي. هلا رح يحكوا. بدي أفهم هاي الكبسولة إيش قصتها. بدي أعرف إيش في جواتها. ساينو مو عاجبه ولا الهيثم.
Well, this is pretty awkward. Hey, wanna play sardines with three people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? Sounds fun. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
مسكينة بايمون.
Sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm dies down. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace, protector of Aru Village.
Okay.
Our savior has come at last. Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so much for helping us.
نحن ممتنون.
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each other when the weather gets rough.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister. Unlike those guys over there.
All right. Now that we're all better acquainted, we should return to the topic at hand.
للأسف لازم نرجع نحكي.
With the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, I was observing your conflict from afar, even before the sandstorm started. And now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure that you pose no threat whatsoever to us.
Okay.
So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another and put your hostile feelings to rest. If anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creatures of the sandstorm.
Okay. كويس. منطقي.
On second thought, Paimon may have misjudged Candace's character.
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
إيش سويت هاي؟
All
ما سويت
right,
شي.
we got it, Candace.
That's what I like to hear. So, which of you will begin?
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of those two should probably start talking.
إيه واحد من هدول الاثنين.
That was you trying to be a mediator?
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining myself. While all Haytham was wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious mission. Rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
ليش قررت
Exile
تنفي نفسك؟
yourself?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. What little they did report clearly did not match the project's actual progress. As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. However, to my surprise, the person responsible for the erroneous data was none other than Grand Sage Azar himself.
طيب.
I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request, but I soon found that all leads and potential pieces of incriminating evidence were carefully concealed from me. I began to realize that they were cautious of me from the very beginning. Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the submission reached his desk. He even said to me, "The power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages. You have no right to judge us."
معناتها هنن الأشرار. هذا بيعرف إنه هنن الأشرار.
No good.
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more than tools for the sages to assert and maintain their control over knowledge. The vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless to the academia of today.
لذلك أنت بطلت بدك تكون مزبوط. هلا فهمت، نفيت حالك لأنه ما عجبك منصبك كله، كان يعني محقق.
I believed it would be wise to flee the academia before the sages had a chance to take action against me. This way, they can no longer see nor predict my actions. I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me power or authority. Once I find the truth, I will administer judgment by my own name.
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating the sages.
صح، كلياتنا عم نحقق بموضوع السيجز.
Mahamatra, he somehow feels a lot less scary.
اوكي، بس ما زال مبكر أن نثق فيهم، صح؟
If that's your story, then why did you see Elheatham as a target?
مزبوط.
When I was investigating the matter in the academia, I overheard a conversation between Alhaitham and a sage. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you dispute this, Alhaitham?
تبا.
What?
Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the divine knowledge capsule, and I think we deserve an explanation.
من البداية كان الهيثم عم راقبني؟
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating the traveler.
Elheatham?
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me, Once you've completed this assignment, I can give you a glimpse of divine knowledge.
A most enticing offer.
اوكي.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information, namely that divine knowledge indeed exists. That gave me all I needed to know. From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. Isn't it a little strange they're so willing to share divine knowledge with anyone, even as a reward? So,
يعني
I
مو
began my
منطقي
own
كان
investigation
حكيهم.
following the lead of the divine knowledge capsule. In the end, I realized my wisdom in committing to this rather than collaborating with the sages. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ahmar mercenary, incapable of remaining sane for long enough to hold a conversation.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
I'd
اوكي.
already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you to appear so they wouldn't suspect anything. So it came as quite a surprise when I
أيوة.
encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the divine knowledge capsule.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance to the academia. Also, you should
يعني لما
remember,
شفناه في ميناء
you
أورموس
were the
كان
ones who decided to follow me and strike
مقرر
up a
إنه ما بده يسمع
conversation
كلمة
after I left that
السيجز،
tavern.
لأنه الكبسولة اللي كانوا راح يعطونه إياها هي مو كبسولة حقيقية وكانت راح تخليه جن، لأنه مستحيل يعطوه المعرفة المقدسة. طيب هل يكفي ذلك لإثبات براءته؟
That's true. Alhaitham helped us out at Caravan Rebat as well. Maybe he's telling the truth.
I'm willing to apologize if that's worth anything to you. I took the divine knowledge capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be best for no one to interact with it before it had been properly studied. After all, curiosity often proves to be the most dangerous thing in this land.
You should be well aware, Scribe
طيب.
Alhaitham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger and suspicion. Answer me this. Did the sages share any information about their project with you?
هذا سؤال مهم.
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the academia. Do you really think they would tell me anything?
Fine.
طيب شو بتعرف؟
Although you haven't completely proven your innocence, I won't regard you as an enemy, for now.
As you wish.
أوكي
Good. I'm
كويس.
glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstandings. And now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
إيش سويت؟
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so boring that I spaced out. My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Homayani family, is friends with the traveler and is currently recovering from her illness at home. I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru village for a visit. I was actually looking forward to a pretty exciting time getting back together with everyone here.
هي
Then
من
I
هاي
saw
القرية
these
يعني.
two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It ticked me off, and things went downhill from there.
Is that all? Well, I will admit that definitely sounds like your style. In that case, welcome back, Dia.
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
لحظة مين هاد؟
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home. I'll take a quick trip outside to clear out some of those creatures in the sandstorm.
هي راح تقاتلهم.
Creatures? In the sandstorm? Are you sure you don't want some backup?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at a disadvantage. You needn't worry.
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
قوية لهالدرجة؟ أوكي.
The wind
شكلها
died
قوية.
down. That means the sandstorm's over, right? Candace still isn't back yet, though. Is she all right? Maybe we should go out and check on her.
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right, let's go. We've been here long enough, and the boys are as chatty as the floor.
ما بيحكوا. ملت. طيب فرجيني هذا المكان، والله حلو يا جماعة، حلو هذا المكان. اوكي كاندس، خلينا نشوف ايش بقى. بتوقع انه لازم ننقذها هلا من شي شغلة، غالبا هيك يكون شي وحش من وحوش العاصفة الرملية ضربها. شادو بتبعد، عم تمزحوا معي؟ لحظة شوي، لا هي هون. ليش اجاني اشارة انه على بعد 3000 متر في شي؟ هون؟ اوكي بس انا لازم اروح لهون. غريب جدا، غريب جدا. احيانا اللعبة بتغير المشن، بتصير بتتابع مهمة غير المهمة اللي انا عم بتابعها بشكل غريب. اوكي. كاندس تحت صح؟ وينك؟ يا جماعة وينها هي؟ لحظة شوي، جيبني لهون. لازم اقاتل هدول صح؟ طيب انا ما بفهم شو صار قبل شوي، شيء غريب لانه ما شفتهم لما قفزت من فوق، ما شفتهم، كان لازم اشوفهم. على كل حال خلينا ننقذها.
Candace, you're still fighting? You've been out here dealing with these creatures the entire time?
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've defeated. Before I realized it, even the sandstorm had stopped.
والله بتقدر تتحمل كل هالوقت؟
Leave this round to us. I got interrupted earlier, but now I have something to take my anger out on.
It's been quite a while since I've seen the flame main in action. I'll leave these to you then.
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's
اوكي
go.
هات لنشوف هدول شو هن العنصر تبعهم.
Is that all you've got?
تعال وينك؟ تعال حبيبي، عم يختفوا.
Remember, health comes.
تعال حبيبي، صار لي زمان ما قتلت، بس بقى يعني لازم نتعلم نرجع نقاتل. تعرفوا شو؟ ايش رايكم اجيب لكم جامينج؟ طبعا ما فيني ابدل هلا صح؟ اشتهيت اجيب لكم جامينج، شوفوا عم بقاتل.
I must leave no stone unturned.
راح هداك؟ لا لسه. لسه في واحد مو؟ تعال حبيبي، تعال شو.
A bitter pill to swallow.
والله قوي.
Retribution.
Starball! Here comes another wave.
وينهم؟
When are they ever gonna let up? Steady as stone.
تبا
Time to clean up.
تعال تعال شوف.
Seems like an emergency.
Protect you. Starball!
هذا غير اللي اجى قبل شوي، في انواع مختلفة منهم هدول الاشياء.
Drop.
وينه؟ تعال حبيبي. لأنه في أخطاء كتير بهاي المعركة.
I must leave no stone unturned.
في كمان؟
The creatures stopped appearing. Was that the last of them?
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm. So we should be safe for the time being.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
مين أنت؟
Huh? Who are you?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full taking care of the village's elderly and children. I am the chief of Aru village.
هذا الزعيم.
Everyone usually calls me Uncle Anpu.
أوكي، سررنا
I
للقائك.
am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time now. May I ask if such sandstorms are common?
I can't say they've always been common, but recently the storms have become increasingly severe and frequent. Besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get earthquakes.
كوارث
According
كتيرة
to an
يعني.
investigator who stayed in the village a while ago, these unusual natural phenomena are related to the withering of Irminsul.
أوكي،
Another effect of Irminsul's withering.
لازم نصلح إرمنسول.
Irminsul's withering causes withering zones.
للي
in the
نسي
forest,
إرمنسول هي
and
الشجرة.
sandstorms and earthquakes here in
على
the
ما أظن.
desert.
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul. These regional symptoms can indeed be a reflection of Irminsul's present state.
أوكي.
Everyone in Aru village needs to take good care of themselves. Speaking of which, why haven't I seen a single village keeper since I got here?
Village keeper?
شو يعني village
Who are
keeper؟
they? Village
حراس
guards like
يعني؟
Candace?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru village refers to mad scholars exiled here by the academia. Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity after a period of
باحثين
training in
بس
the Invidia
جنوا
forest.
بالأكاديمية.
The
فقدوا عقلهم.
academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyches of other scholars. So
سيناري حكى لنا هيك شيء.
they're forcibly exiled to the desert. Now, if you ask
باشيا
me,
كانوا راح ينفوها كمان.
it's all a boatload of nonsense.
Alas, that's exactly what we've been trying to investigate, but no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're planning to stay
وين
around
اختفوا؟
the village for the next few days, I'd appreciate it if you could keep an eye out for them.
يعني كل ما واحد بيفقد عقله بالأكاديمية بيبعتوه لهون.
I'll see what I can do to help.
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them, are you trying to alleviate your guilt and atone for your past sins? I'm fascinated by how you think.
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty, I will eliminate you, regardless of my position or identity.
Oh, you're the former General Mahamatra. You must be an expert in these kinds of investigations. Thank you for your help.
طيب. سنساعد أيضا.
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor scholars. First they lose their sanity, now this! We need
في
to
لعبة.
help get them back home, safe and sound. But, is it really a good idea to tag along with Sino? You seem like you really don't trust him.
ما بوثق فيه بس بدي أراقبه.
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a better job than some of my former subordinates. Let's start by finding a spot to share what we know so far.
أوكي. وين بدنا نحكي؟ بدنا نحكي في البيت على ما أظن اللي كنا فيه بالأول صح؟ أين أنت يا ساينو؟
Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things as before. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation?
ليش بتسمي الباحثين حراس القرية؟ كل شي باحثين بيجوا على هاي القرية اللي بيفقدوا عقلهم وبيبعتوهم على القرية، أنت عم بتسميهم حراس القرية ليش؟
One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its origins in a strange incident. The academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru village. A mysterious phenomenon exists here. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. But after spending some time here, they invariably begin to calm down. Initially, the people of Aru village greatly resented having to take in the mad scholars. But a strange incident one night changed that. Aru village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Seeing buildings on the verge of collapse all around him, the then chief of the village was preparing to take everyone to safety. Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands. A soft, green light radiated from him, like a divine glow against the backdrop of night. Despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night,
اوكي.
all the houses remained upright,
ما انهدموا
almost
البيوت.
as if they had grown roots reaching deep into the ground. In the end, not a single building collapsed, and no one was hurt.
معناتها هداك سوى
After
شيء.
that, the
يعني
people of Aru village treated the mad scholars with greater kindness, and began to refer to them as the village keepers.
A soft green light? A mad scholar protecting Aru village?
ناهدة.
What do you make of it, traveler?
ناهدة.
Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you know if any of the mad scholars continued to wear their Akasha terminals at Aru village?
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the academia could still monitor their activities.
معناتها هي ناهدة.
That said, the main Akasha system would no longer have any interaction with them.
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then!
Okay.
And the fact that they calmed down, it was probably Nahida who calmed them.
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then it appears you possess much more information than I do. So, what do you make of the story?
هذا الباحث المجنون قوته اجت بالاساس من ناهدة.
Really? Lesser Lord Kusanali.
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was definitely using the Akasha to give her power to the mad scholars!
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. I'm just struck by your reasoning. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. Is she really active in Sumero? The academia has always placed far
أنت مالك
greater
خبر صحيح.
importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They've more or less ignored Lesser Lord Kusanali, and I've never had any reason to doubt their views. In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her deeds. To me, she might as well have been a god that never existed.
No way!
لا هي موجودة.
Definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind and wise. Even if she says weird stuff sometimes.
أنقذتنا.
I've spent
من
many
فترة قريبة
years
أنقذتنا.
interrogating criminals, so I can easily tell when someone is lying.
Good!
Okay.
Then you should know that we're telling the truth.
That look in your eyes. I've never seen that from a liar. You two really must have met Lesser Lord Kusanali.
هذا والله
How can
كويس.
this be? To think, our Archon has been amongst us this entire time.
All right, now it's our turn to put our skills to good use for this investigation.
طيب
But easier said than done, especially since we don't have any leads. Maybe we can start by knocking on some doors.
Excuse me, are you here to help me find my grandpa?
مين جدك؟
Who are
مين
you?
أنت؟
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isa.
للأسف ما فيني أقبل طلبات الانضمام لأنه أثناء التسجيل صعب يعني. ممكن أقبل طلبات اللعب المشترك، لكن إذا رح أقبل حدا لازم أسجل صوته كمان، ولازم نتناقش بالفيديو، لازم يظهر هو بالفيديو، يعني لازم يطلع صوته بالفيديو وهيك. فهذا الشيء نوعا ما صعب. اكتبوا لي بتعليقات إذا حدا بيحب هذا الشيء، أو تراسلوا معي على السيرفر ديسكورد، فينا نعمل هيك شيء، بس يعني يكونوا مستعدين إنه تظهروا بالفيديو يعني.
He's my family. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take me with you. I want to find my grandpa. I swear I'll help. I won't be a nuisance.
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around the village chief's house. I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was, but I had a vague feeling that they didn't harbor any ill intent.
Whoa.
اوكي.
Haytham wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp senses. Sino, he's just a kid. All he wants is to find his grandpa. Let's find a way to help him.
Sorry. I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went. Honest. If you don't believe
نحن
me,
بنساعده،
you
ما
can
في داعي
ask
ساينو
Miss
يساعده
Candace.
اصلا.
All right. But first, let's confirm the facts with Candace.
طيب اوكي، كانت حلقة طويلة. انا تقصدت اني اسويها تتجاوز النص ساعة، هاي المرة 40 دقيقة. تقصدت هذا الشيء مشان يعني مشان تكون يعني رجعة نوعا ما. فايه الحلقات القادمة يعني قادمة، لا تخافوا. راح احاول انزل فيديوهات اسبوعيا، يعني دائما يضل في فيديوهات على القناة. شكرا كثير لكل من تابعني، لكل من استنى حتى هاي اللحظة وهيك. وبتمنى لكم مشاهدة سعيدة. اكتبوا لي بتعليقات افكاركم وملاحظاتكم، وبشوفكم في حلقة قادمة. مع السلامة.